All right, we are back. I got screwed over yesterday, man. Trying to do my live stream. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. You gotta forgive me. I didn't shave this morning because I didn't trust YouTube was gonna let me on, man. I thought YouTube had some shit against me. I thought somebody was plotting my downfall on YouTube. But it wound up just that it happened to everybody. It's just a natural part of being on YouTube. What's good, Gregory Wyatt? Jay Cooley, what's going on, man? Justin Marsh, the LJ Fighter, what's good? Salute. Omar C, salute to you, sir. Kenneth Johnson, salute. Donald, the 64-year-old G. Grant, what's happening? B&B Boxing says, salute the goddesses and gods in the chat room. Yes, sir. Salute to all of them. Yeah, man, they did me wrong, man. They did me wrong. They fucked up all my analytics for the month, for the day. You know, screw me over, but that's all right. We got Justin Marsh. Justin Marsh in the house. Much love, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for helping me make up my hole the hole the zone put the hole that YouTube put me in. Man, what's going on, Mad Hatter? What's going on, man? Calvin just asked, you see me? That's what's up. I see you, sir, in the building. Calvin Johnson, salute to you, King Fanon. Will there be part 3 if the champ loses to this fight? So I'm not even thinking about that, dog. And of course there would be if it happened. But hey, man, I'm hoping we don't have to worry about that, man. Hoping we don't have to worry about that. That's a tough fight, though, because Luis Ortiz ain't no joke, man. Really, really ain't no joke. You said you were teaching that fire last 2 weeks, and you know they can't be waking up, nigga. Oh no, you know how that goes. Gotta keep you snoozing. I got a little bit behind. For the people on the Patreon, I got a little bit behind today, so I'm gonna have the daily upload a little bit later. But you were definitely gonna get one. I appreciate you guys because I hadn't been as active on Patreon as I should have been, but I am full-fledged going at it now. And I think you guys will definitely get a lot of value out of what we're talking about. What's going on, KO Prize Fight Boxing? What's happening? Yeah, Calvin Johnson said, right, I love the champ, but Ortiz is crazy. Yeah, man. He's a very skilled fighter, man. It's such a dangerous fight. Such a dangerous fight. But look, man, what I wanted to talk about, I got a couple things I want to talk about today. Hold on one second. I left my pen. Left my pad over here. I got to make sure I'm going to try to be organized like the great black fight fan whose organization is exceptional. He's impeccably organized young man. Yeah. They was on that horse shit, that ghost shit. Oh, the ghost shit. Yeah, they got me yesterday. All right, man. So let's start talking. Jay Cooley said it's man down strap season, Alpha Dog, the United King. United champion, the champ. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Errol Spence Jr. Recover. And let's get these cats. Hey, man, will y'all mind y'all business about Errol Spence Jr., please? Lord have mercy, man. Stop. Come on, man. Let's not. Hey, when you start, one thing I think people should be real careful about is when you claim people's careers over, man, you better damn sure know that it is before you go speculating like that, man. That shit is just some foul ass speculation to be spreading rumors about somebody's injuries being so bad that they'll never fight again. I mean, why is your mind even there? Unless when the guy says he retired, then hey man, he retired. Ryan Burnett, the 118-pound guy that threw his back out in the Nonito Donaire fight, he retired because his injuries were too bad. You had the other girl, the woman from the UK, Adams, she just retired because she had I think she had a torn pupil or something. Like she had a cut pupil, and so she just retired because of an injury. Man, don't be putting that shit on boxers, man. I thought that shit was super tacky, man. Super tacky. Dre's finest, man. Much love in that super chat. He says, salute for the mighty LDBC family friends. Yes, sir. But let's start with this monster character, man. First of all, I like Monster. I like Monster anyway. I like, who said that? It came from this guy, Rick Glazier, who is, if I hear that Rick Glazier says something, I immediately ignore it until I hear it from somebody else. Okay? I'm still waiting for him to back up the assertion that Deontay Wilder only sold 6,000 tickets to the only 6,000 tickets were sold to the Tyson Fury fight. I mean, dude, the dude just makes shit. The dude says he's got this news, and then he's going to come out with the, to verify the news, and he never comes out and verifies it. The fortunate the thing for us is, the dude, come on, man. People, we're in Texas. We're in Texas. People know people that really have connections. That dude ain't got no connection like that into Errol Spence Jr.'s living room. Like, who the fuck told you that? His mama tell you that or something? Is that Al Heyman told you that? Then get out of here, dude. All you doing is just speculating, man. Get the fuck up out of here, man. What happens, dude. I said Dana Joe said Inoue better stay away from Rigo in the 122-pound division. Well, I mean, he's not going to fight. He's not going to fight Rigondeaux. I don't even think that fight. He's going to fight somebody like a Dan, because first of all, Rigondeaux doesn't have a belt in 122. And when he fights in 122, when he fights, he's going to be for the regular belt because they elevated Daniel Roman. So he would have to fight Daniel Roman, or he would have to fight Navrati or somebody like that. And Navrati's going to knock him out. I promise you, dude. Navrati is going to knock that dude out because he's a good talent. He's a very good talent. He's very flashy, but he's got all kind of holes in his game, man. Oh, I mean, blatantly wide open flaws in that dude's game, man. Nonito Donaire couldn't miss him with a straight punch. Couldn't miss him. Now, what's going on, Agitator? And Sugar Fantastic in the building. He says salute to that chat, smash that button. Yes, sir, Sugar. And Dana said, yeah, I got Dana, man. He said you stay away from him, man. Yeah, man. Like, nah, dude. Yeah, the problem with Luis Nery, JB Judah, is that Luis Nery can't fight him. I just remembered that. Luis Nery can't fight. He can't fight Donaire, Inoue, because he's banned in Japan because he tested positive for that fight in that fight with Yamanaka. Maybe it was about a year ago, maybe like in 2017. The undefeated Japanese champion at. Did we just freeze, or am I the only one? I'm just seeing my screen freeze. Yeah, he tested positive in a fight over in Japan against Yamanaka, and he wound up getting suspended from Japan. He wound up fighting Yamanaka again and knocking out Yamanaka worse the second time around. Matthew Valentine said, Fanon, the best ever, man down, LDBC. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you, man. Y'all, man, I was pissed about that chat yesterday, dude. I was like, just sitting up here, just looking like an idiot, man. Now I look like an idiot because I forgot to shave, man. I got up at like 4 in the morning to watch this. I got up at like 4 in the morning to watch this Inoue fight. But Inoue, dude, just straight. He said, shout out to the chat. What's up? Yeah, man, dude. Inoue is a good fighter, but notice the conversation that we're having, right? It's like, how good is he at 118? Can he beat Zolani Tete? Can he beat Nery, who is the WBO a weight class up? Can he beat can he beat Nery? Can he beat those guys, right? This guy here he's been on the pound for pound list for 2 years. This is what I'm saying is an indictment of Steve Kim. Steve Kim is a fucking moron straight out the gate. This is the guy that Steve Kim from ESPN said is his number one pound for pound fighter in the world, man. Monster Inoue. Monster Inoue just struggled with a damn near 40-year-old Nonito Donaire. Got hurt, almost knocked down. He got hurt got cut and hurt by almost 40-year-old Nonito Donaire. But this is the pound for pound number one fighter in the world, by the way. Okay? Now, when you're the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, when you're the best fighter, period, you're not supposed to get touched up like that, man. You're not supposed to get touched up like that. You're not by Donaire. Not by Donaire. Shoot, Donaire got touched up, got whopped by a smaller Guillermo Rigondeaux, by smaller Guillermo Rigondeaux. When he was in his prime, he got what he. Come on, and they've never said that Guillermo Rigondeaux was the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, and he whooped the piss out of Donaire years ago. Years ago. Come on, man, this dude lost to Nicholas Walters, but the number one pound for pound fighter, a young, undefeated knockout artist. Come on, man. Oh, it was Concept Obali. Nah, I think Obali loses to him, man. I think Obali just seems real straight up and down to me. He was the guy who was the fight before. Nah, I mean, he just looks straight up and down to me. Personally, I just don't think that there's that. I don't think very highly of that. I don't really think very highly of the skill levels of boxers below the weight of 126 pounds. I mean, 100 those little weights. There's so few guys fighting at that weight class, and the weight classes are so close together that somebody that's fighting in 122 can take a dump and fight at 115. It's just, the weight classes are too small. They're too close to one another, even at that small weight. To have three weight classes within, 112, 115, 118, that's three whole divisions within 6 pounds. That's just too close, because whoever it is at 118 the guy that weighs 118 can get down to 112. Oh, yeah, especially with rehydration, especially with day before weigh-ins. Literally, man, he could probably sweat off 6 pounds and be down in that. And so I just don't give a lot of credit to those guys down there. And for the most part, it's because of the few number of fighters that are down there, because pretty much straw weight, minimum weight, straw weight, light flyweight. Those are called the Japanese divisions, because that's the area of the world where all those fights happen. They have every once in a while they'll fly a little itty bitty Mexican dude from Mexico to go fight in Japan. I'm just not very high on those weight classes. Though I will watch the fights. They got fast hands, I'm about to start, obviously, the protection said, I'm about to start calling these pound for pound lists the pound for clown list. Yeah, I mean, it's just whenever those little dudes, it's just always a little bit of, you're always just a minute away from one of those guys losing, because it's so easy to hype up. It's so easy to hype up their accomplishments when there's 5 pounds between weight divisions, man. There's 6 pounds between 3 weight divisions. It's 7 pounds between 140 and 147. It's like you can fit 3 whole weight divisions between junior welterweight and welterweight. And I'm not big on that, homie. What's going on, Chris Brown in the building? Yeah. So anyway, big Raleigh 6 Dogs say, yeah, I did. They did Chocolatito when he got smashed, but Monster is better than him. No, he ain't. I don't think he's any better than Chocolatito. I think Chocolatito is better than Inoue. I think he's better. I don't think that this dude is as good as I don't think he's as good as Chocolatito. Dude, Chocolatito, this guy, watch the fight. This guy, I was trying to get my hands on, minds on who does he remind me of. He's very athletic. He's athletic. But dude, his chin is up like this. I mean, his chin is like right here. I mean, at least with Chocolatito is in here. Chocolatito just got to a point where he fought somebody too big and all that volume stuff was too much. Monster Inoue is relying on hurting people, with his power. Dude, when he fights somebody that's the same size as him and will hit him going backwards, dude, he's getting knocked out, dude. I'm telling you, he's getting knocked out cold. Because if Nonito Donaire was 5 years younger, that dude got knocked out. I'm telling you, he would have got knocked out that fight. Because he just goes straight back. It's like, and I'm not usually somebody that really focuses on the technique of fighters. But dude, he carries his hands like this, number one. He carries his hands like, he's a southpaw, right? So he carries his hands like this, right? Like this for the most of the fight. And he has his chin up like this. And when you throw punches at him, he goes straight back. Dude, I'm telling you, Nonito Donaire hurt that dude bad. And he hit him flush every round. And Nonito's hands look slow. And he was landing solidly on Monster for rounds. All I'm trying to say is, dog, don't be surprised when that dude goes bye-bye. Don't be surprised when that guy goes bye-bye. I think he's a talented fighter. If he keeps fighting like that, he's gonna go to sleep, man. Like, how many fighters like hold their chin? Like Ryan Garcia. I say the same thing about Ryan Garcia. Man, Ryan Garcia is gonna get in there with somebody that is literally going to break his jaw, dog. Literally going to break his jaw because his shit is so up. He's not protecting himself. And Nonito and just Monster got to get better, man. But he's a talented fighter. My thing is, dude, that is not a pound for pound. That's not a pound for pound fighter. You cannot tell me that he's at the same skill level as a Terrence Crawford, or that he's on the same skill level as Vasyl Lomachenko, or he's on the same skill level as Canelo Alvarez, or that he's the same skill level as even Mikey Garcia. He's just not that level of fighter, man. He's really not. And they were going off. They put that dude on pound for pound off what they believed was his potential and to market him. He said, no, he's not. God dang me. Yeah, he's not, dude. Hey, man, what's going on, King Daniel McCrae? Much love in that super chat. He says, salute for 9. Now that Sal Alvarez is light heavyweight champion, can you admit that Floyd is a TBE? Hell no. First of all, hey, King, you must be setting me up. What does Canelo Alvarez beating Sergey Kovalev got to do with Floyd Mayweather Jr. being a greater fighter than Muhammad Ali? Or the guy whose name keeps leaving me all the time. And it's not Harry Wells, it's Sam Langford. Yeah, I got to pay respect to my man, Scrapbook Boxing. Like, why would I put him ahead of Sugar Ray Robinson and Sam Langford and Muhammad Ali? Because he beat Sergey because he got doped to the gills and beat Sergey Kovalev. Why would I give it to Mayweather? I don't get it. I don't see the connection there. I don't see that. What made Ali better? Are you asking me a serious question? What's going on, punchlines and pugilism? Are you serious? What made him better? He's bigger. He's faster. He's stronger. He had a longer title reigns. He fought better competition. He won. He fought. He won as an underdog. He won as a favorite. How many different ways do you want me to tell you why he's better than the little dude? Come on, man. No Muggsy Bogues credit out here, dog. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. You're not going to have me give somebody Muggsy Bogues credit. Like, oh, why do I think that Muggsy Bogues is better than Jordan? Because Muggsy Bogues is too little to do what Jordan did. Yes, he was fast. Yes, he was skilled. He might be the greatest basketball player ever under the height of 5'3". But I don't care. He ain't Jordan. So when you mention little itty bitty dudes being the greatest of all time, I ain't trying to hear it, dog. Like, I ain't trying to hear it. No, and definitely, even when you talk about guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, come on, man. What did he do this? What has he done that Sugar Ray Robinson didn't do? Better, by the way. Ivan Garcia says, salute for 9 in the LDBC. I didn't get my notification today. What I missed? It's talking about Monster Inoue getting exposed. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. The greatest is subjective always. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is also subjective that a subjective opinion that that Floyd Mayweather Jr. Could beat Deontay Wilder. It is my opinion, and it is subjective. However, that little nigga ain't beating Deontay Wilder, dude. He's a little itty bitty dude. Come on, man. My theory is this. You better be a hellified little ass dude to be the greatest fighter of all times. Okay? All time, you that little? Come on, man. Why do we got to give people handicaps to greatness? Okay? You got to handicap the shit. Well, if he was taller, if he was bigger, if he was fat, he ain't though. He ain't. Okay? He ain't bigger. He ain't faster. He couldn't win the fight. So stop. You know what I mean? Stop. I did the same argument to this cat that was telling me about the greatest athletes. Who's the greatest athlete? And you know me, I'm a big Ali fan. So I'm like, the biggest, best athlete I've ever seen was Muhammad Ali. I'm like, no. I mean, he's not as good an athlete as LeBron James. He's not as good an athlete as, and they started naming a bunch of football players and basketball players. And see, my thought is this about that. This is my problem with that. Let me ask you a question. Who is the better student? If you give a paper to somebody as a professor, right? And you say, here, I need you to write a paper about the history of boxing. And I give a piece of paper to one guy. He writes a paper, he edits his paper, he writes his paper, he does his research, he writes his paper, right? Out, he does the outline, he writes the paper, right? He cites all his references, right? It's his argument. He does all that and he gives it to you, right? And you read it and you like that paper. Then there's another guy you give a paper to. You give him the same you give him a subject and you say, write a paper for me. And he calls his mother. His mother does the research. His mother does the research. His sister does the outline. He does the typing. And his daddy does the citations. Who's the better student? Who's the better? And I hope you guys stay with that. Who would be the better student? Answer is the guy that did it himself. Because you know that he was responsible for the success. Which is why you cannot compare as athletes people that play team sports to people that play individual sports. You can't do it. It's unfair to the people that do individual sports. Because an athlete like Floyd Mayweather, he doesn't have somebody else doing his game plan for him. He doesn't get to call a timeout and have somebody hit the other guy from the back. He doesn't get to do any of that shit. It's one guy it's one versus one. And it's all dependent. The whole outcome is dependent on that athlete. When you say that an athlete that plays a team sport is a better athlete than an individual sport, those guys have coaches. They have teammates. They've got people on the bench. They've got whole organizations surrounded that they just come in and play a role in. So my thing is, how do you know that Michael Jordan is a better athlete than Muhammad Ali? He never won anything by himself. Ever. Never. Can you point to a game between Michael Jordan and somebody else? It's the Chicago Bulls versus the Lakers. You just can't compare. You can't compare that. So let me tell you, because that takes all that hypothetical shit out. Like, well, Muhammad Ali's fast. He's faster. He runs faster. All of that shit. Yeah, whatever. He's not playing. Players play one-on-one. No. Michael Jordan has no one-on-one championships. No. That is practice. There is no one-on-one basketball league, friend. There is no one-on-one basketball. There's no one-on-one basketball leagues. There's no one-on-one football leagues. There's no one-on-one baseball leagues. In fact, one guy that is a good guard, if he was forced to play center, Michael Jordan would have never made the league. And here's another thing. All you got to do is change the rules, and any player can become less effective. So no, I don't believe in comparing team sports. That's a game that a bunch of people come together and play, okay? It ain't one-on-one. The reason I brought that up, my friend, is this. You cannot have no little ass dude be greater than somebody at a sport where they have the ability to fight them that they choose not to. And if they did, they get their head knocked off. Hell no. Can't do it. Oh, said Black Dog Entertainment 78 said, you're right about that, Fanon, but Bo Jackson was a dog. Yeah, he is. He is. He's a great athlete. He's very athletic. But you cannot say that he's a better athlete than somebody that was successful in an individual sport. At a top notch, now you can say Bo Jackson is better than he's faster than some guys that run track. Maybe, maybe like long distance runners and shit like that. But trust me, dude, a real track athlete will blow Bo Jackson out. Will outrun him easy. You remember, like, you guys know who, what's the name of the guard for the Washington Wizards that came from Kentucky? He was a great team sports player. Yeah, he was. He's a great team sports player. But that's a game. That's a team. You have to rely on other. Yeah, John Wall. John Wall tried to race. He thought he was going to win, too. The shit was a joke. It's on YouTube. He was going to race this world-class level hurdler. Okay, this guy's a hurdler. He did like the 100-meter hurdles. He's not even a full-out sprinter. He's a hurdler, not a 100-meter runner, just a hurdler. Dog, he blew John Wall's ass out. Just jogged. He was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Boop. Looking at him like, what? Come on. So John Wall's not faster than track athletes. Guess what? He don't jump higher than track athletes either. None of those guys that are in the NBA jump, other than them being taller, they don't jump as high jumpers. They're not as fast as sprinters. They're not as strong as shot putters. Every one of those individual things, you can find a track athlete that's better than him in all of them. Okay? Better than them, all of them. But that's actual athletics. That's why the real name for track and field is athletics. Individuals. It's not a team shit unless you're on a relay. So I don't want to hear that shit, dude. Yeah, I ran track, which is why I know. Like, I know. Dude, the best athletes, there were dudes who, Ray Buchanan, who used to play for, he was a cornerback for the Atlanta Falcons, Ray Buchanan. He went to this school called Proviso West. He's a couple of years younger than me. Better athlete than me, okay? Definitely without a doubt. Better athlete than me. One of the best track athletes in the state. He was nowhere near one of the top fastest track athletes in the country. Nowhere near it. He wasn't near one of the fastest in the state. But you know what he did? He was skilled at the game of football. He played football well. He worked with other people well. He knew how to run. He knew how to cover routes and do what the coaches said. He's a bright guy. But he wasn't the best athlete. I mean, he's a damn good athlete. Don't get me wrong. So, it says salute, Proviso East. He went to Proviso East. I thought he went to Proviso West. Ray Buchanan went to Proviso East. I thought he went to West. But maybe he went to East. He could have went to East. He said Buchanan was a poor man's prime time. Yeah. He said, when I ran track, I ran against Elgin Baylor. So those guys are good athletes. But look, man, I just say all that to say, yeah, Deion Sanders, I know somebody that blew out Deion Sanders. My boy who went to Proviso East. By the way, my boy that went to Proviso East blew him out at the Florida State Relays. And when I remember seeing when I saw Deion Sanders in the beginning of this 100-meter, it was the national. It was a national event, and we ran. And that wasn't a national event. We just went and ran at Florida State and FSU. And he was there. He ran track. He looked like a mountain. Like, I was like, who was that big ass dude? Like, he was big. He looked like he just had a ton of body armor on him, man. That was a big boy. He got blown out. The shit wasn't even close. Like, no, he is football fast. He's football fast. He ain't track fast. He's football fast. And there's a huge difference between being football fast and track fast. Track fast is woo fast. Crazy fast. Anyway, you're comparing apples and oranges. Nobody knows who the best athlete is. I know what a boxing athlete is capable of as an athlete. What I'm saying. I know what type of athleticism Floyd has. I know it because I've seen him. I know what he is because it's all under his control. So I know that he is an excellent individual athlete. I know that. I don't know that about football players. You believe that they are because you see how they perform specific functions, but they're not doing it by themselves. Randy Moss cannot throw a pass to himself. So what I'm saying is you cannot compare a team sport guy to an individual sport guy because these guys have to do it all themselves. Period. They have to do it by themselves. There's no timeouts. You don't get to sit half the game on the bench. If you mess up, they don't get to bring somebody else in. You take your ass out there. You are the whole show. They have to be able to deal with pressure. Dude, when you're saying out, what I'm saying, I want to be clear with this. If you tell me that a team sport guy is a better athlete than an individual sports guy, I'm telling you that you are being hypothetical. You don't know that because you've never seen them do anything by themselves. Unless you're talking about a combine. And a combine is a test. It's not a sport. It's a test. Actual individual athletes, you know what they're made of because they're all out there by themselves the whole time. Whether it be tennis, golf, boxing, any of those, you know what they are. You don't know what a football player is by himself. And there's a whole bunch of what's that guy's name from the Patriots? There are boxers that aren't athletic. None of them. Sorry, they're all athletic. Every one of them are athletic. They are taking part in an athletic event. They are athletic. Every one of them are athletic. Offensive linemen in the NFL, they are athletic. Lifting a weight is athletic. Maybe you guys have some idea about just the only form of athleticism is how fast you can run. Or how long you can run. What about how long you can run? Is that why Floyd got crossed up? He doesn't play basketball. And basketball players get crossed up. Every basketball, Michael Jordan got crossed up. What are you talking about? Everybody in basketball gets crossed up. The basketball player the guy with the ball knows where he's going and the other guy doesn't. Name a basketball player that hasn't gotten hasn't gotten dunked on, hadn't had somebody make a shot in their face, hadn't had the ball stolen from them. Let's get the fuck out of here with that corny shit. He's not a basketball player. He's a boxer. Now, who's the guy to cross him up? The bone collector? Sit his ass in the parking lot and say, okay, I played your sport. I score on you. Now you score on me. Let's fight. The bone collector will get his ass up and go walk to the fucking car and leave. Okay? Real quick. He won't even have the heart to do it. He won't even want to do it. At least, see, and that tells you. See, now you walked your way into this. Now you walked your way into it. A basketball player can go play. They can go shoot. They can go play basketball. They can go do that. Let one of them dudes go box. Let them go box. Let's see if they score. Let's see if what's my man's name? Isaiah Thomas, the new little Isaiah Thomas. Let's see if little Isaiah Thomas want to get in the boxing ring with Floyd and try it out. Let's try that shit out. Yeah, Wilder played basketball, I played football. What I'm saying is, hey, come on in. You ain't doing it. Unless you a boxer. And even then, more than likely, you ain't doing it. Because you're going to get your ass whooped. And that's athletic. And here's the thing. You're talking about a basketball player? Like, that's not natural. Basketball is not natural. It doesn't have any real it doesn't have a functional use. Like, if you're out in the wilderness, what the fuck good does you being able to dunk a basketball do for you out there? right? If you go to a party and somebody talking shit, what you gonna say, man? You better shut the fuck up before I cross you over. What? Yeah, man, shut up before I cross you over. Huh? Man, you better be quiet before I kick this field goal. Man, ain't nobody hearing that shit. Boxing has a practical implication. It is a natural part of life. Everybody can fight. Everybody can fight. It's not just taught, it's natural. You talk shit, you put your hand on me, I'm gonna start fighting. That is a natural thing, okay? Eating, drinking, shitting, fighting, all those things are natural functions. Because we've all had to do it, and you will do it naturally. Fighting is more natural, and it goes throughout all nature. How many times have you seen a gorilla shoot a basketball? I guarantee you, I can go show you, you can go look up on YouTube and see a gorilla slap the shit out of somebody. Okay? Out of another gorilla. What'd you say? Yak. It's natural. Boxing is natural, homie. It's part of nature. And what is more athletic than something that is purely natural? They just are better at it than them other cats, and they don't want to say it. They don't want to be like, yeah, I know. That's why when Deontay Wilder walk in the room, all them other dudes talk, they get quiet real fucking quick. What do you think? Because, yeah, you're a better athlete than me? Okay. How about this? I'll race you. You better lose. Or when you do my sport, I'm going to kill you. I promise you, Usain Bolt will fall flat on his face after 3 seconds. Boop, boop, boof. Got me? Like, got me? Because now that's natural too, though. Running, very natural. Very natural. Let's do something that we just know our bodies are meant to do that you don't have to teach anybody to do. Run and fight. Run and fight. It ain't no basketball, golf. All that shit is symbolism for, you know what it's symbolism for. All that shit is some old mind screw symbology. All that game. You ever listen to Francis Cress Wellesley? Big brown balls and little white balls. All them dudes is doing is being more successful with the game that is supposed to represent an incredibly foul system in this world. Those are games, okay? Natural is, let's run. What do you want to do? Do you want to be who's the first? See who the first to make it 10 miles is. Oh, see who the first to make it 100 meters is. Let's see. Let's race to here to there. Dog, that shit is natural. He said running is the oldest defense in history. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Absolute. I said, but General Scrub said basketball is natural phenomenon. Ball is life. Yeah, ball is life. With all that phoniness, dog. You know how many times those dudes have to, how many times how much tape they gotta cut through to make them highlight reels? Like, come on, man. You think are these dudes making all these shots like that, all playing? Get out of here. Anyway. Dula D said, excuse me, boxing could play any sport, but everyone can't box. They ass get beat to death. Yeah. Yeah, man, they ain't playing. That shit ain't no joke. Ain't no ha-ha-has. Unless you damn good, there ain't no ha-ha-has to that. But anyway, it's all fun. I just want to say Tiger Woods is a better athlete than Fury. He's a more successful one. He's definitely a more successful one. Is he a better athlete? I mean, he's probably faster, foot speed faster. I mean, he's 40 years old now, so maybe not. But as a young guy, probably. He said, nah, you don't play boxing. Main event Mark said, boxers are trained to hit harder and faster than the average human. They are also trained to take more damage to the face and body. But I have seen street dudes kick boxers' asses too. Okay. Sure. I know that. I know of that happening. It happens the other way around more often than not, though. It happens more often the other way around. You know what I mean? Like wrestlers are problems. Wrestlers are problems. He said, you box for about 60 seconds. It makes you feel like you've never been in shape in your life. Yeah, that's just crazy. Throwing punches That's why Conor McGregor was done. He couldn't pay. He couldn't. Oh, Mitch Green got hit by a boxer though. But I mean, yeah, man, it happens. But I've seen more examples of boxers beating the piss out of somebody else though. Because, dude, you're gonna win 90% of your 90% of street fights by throwing straight punches. I mean, I don't know how many street fights you guys have been in. I've been in many a street fight. Dog, you're gonna win most of them just knowing how to throw straight punches. That's the biggest equalizer in street fights. Easy, a straight punch. Somebody comes towards you, you can go A to B. And you got enough shit to put one right there, you're going to win most fights against most people. You know? When you jump on a boxer, is not winning. Oh, yeah, holding. Lim Man said facts. Yeah, man, you're going to beat 90% of people knowing how to throw a straight punch. Just boop. They going to walk right in that. Ah! Most of them do this shit like they trying to use their nails and stuff. Anyway, though, man. Yeah, Mitch Green. But I just said that because somebody asked me why I thought that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was No, I don't think Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the greatest fighter ever. And there's no real reason for anybody else to believe it either. I mean, why? I would ask you why. Why do you think he is? He had 50 fights. Hey, man, check you out, Dre's Finest. Man, I appreciate you, man, for the support, man. 100 miles an hour. Check you later. Like, why would you think that a guy with 50 fights is better than a guy with 164 fights? You know? Like, why? And a guy that fights in an era where boxing is where it's not as commonplace is than a guy where there was a boxing fight, where there was a boxing match or a boxing, multiple boxing gyms in every major city. Boxing in the 50s, in the 40s and 50s was a much bigger, there was a lot more people doing it. You know what I'm saying? So really, I mean, if you want to look at like professional boxing now versus professional boxing, say in the 50s, the 40s and the 50s, is like comparing, it might be like comparing the NBA to Division III basketball. You know, you just have a lot better. You have a lot more and a lot more experienced fighters. So, like I doubt that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has never fought anybody with 100 wins. You know what I mean? Has Floyd Mayweather Jr. ever fought somebody with 100 wins? That's a guy with a shitload of experience. I mean, if I go through, I mean, I can do it here. Man, I appreciate you guys' support coming to the channel. But let's look at this, all right? See, there's things like this that you can take into consideration. Floyd Mayweather Jr. All right, so we'll pull up Floyd Mayweather Jr. in BoxRec, okay? And I'm gonna pull up his record. And see, this is how people can play with numbers, and it just depends on what you're looking for, right? Let's look up Henry Armstrong. All right. Henry, now I'm going to go through Floyd Mayweather's record, and I'm going to see how many people that he's fought that had 100 wins. The answer to that is obviously none. The person that he fought that had the most wins in their career was Manny Pacquiao, had 57 wins, and Juan Manuel Marquez had 50 wins. Followed by maybe Oscar De La Hoya might have been up there too. Where's Oscar De La Hoya? No, Oscar De La Hoya only had 38. Shane Mosley had 46. So people with over 40 wins, he fought three guys with over 40 wins. One with over 50, none with over 70, none with over 80, none with over 90, none with over 100. Okay, so let's go to Henry Armstrong. And I'm going to see how many people with over 90 wins that he has fought. Or let's go over 60. So he fought Davey Adbad. He had 70 wins or 69 wins. He fought Baby Anzameti, who had 65 wins. He beat David Agbad, who later had 77 wins. Frankie Covey had 68 wins. He fought Midget Wolgast, who had 151 wins. He fought, and that was in the beginning of his career. So let's go to the second half of his career. He fought Benny Bass, who had 186 wins. Petey Cerrone had 110 wins. Everett Reitmeyer had 107 wins. Seferino Garcia had 103 wins. Lou Feldman had 104 wins. He fought Seferino Garcia again. Paul Jr. had 159 wins. Fritzy Zivic had 103 wins when they fought. Jack Burt had 115 wins. Fritzy Zivic had 125 wins in their third fight. Juan Zarata had 109 wins. I mean, I don't think I should keep going through how many of these guys had over 100 wins. Floyd has never beat, never fought, never came anywhere near anybody that had 100 wins, who had been in the ring 100 times. And we know that with experience comes wisdom. And with wisdom, you know what to do. You've seen everything before. And I just stopped even mentioning guys with 70 wins because there were so many of them. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would I think that a guy that has 50 wins, whose best competition who had 60 wins, accomplished more than a guy that fought over 15 guys with over 100 wins each? The reason that you don't see that is because people don't box as much now. And it just doesn't make sense to think that people who fight less often against people that fight less often are more skilled and better than people that fight more often against people that fought more often. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me. So it's just, I don't see why. But if you're going by champions he beat, hands down Mayweather. But Chris, that's a false equivalent because there's not as many champions. You only have four. You have 4 belts. There's 4 belts now. There's only one then. But if you want to go by champions, I don't think so. Because Henry Armstrong held half of the belts, and he held 3 out of the 8. So what percentage is 3 of 8? Like 40%? Henry Armstrong held 40% of the belts in boxing at the same time. How can he beat other champions when he owns all of the belts? He was the featherweight champion and the lightweight champion and the welterweight champion. How could he possibly? And there are no other champions. He's the only one. If you put that in perspective and you say, okay, he held 3 major titles. He held all the titles in 3 weight divisions at the same time. 3 times 4 is 12. He held 12 belts at the same time. Henry Armstrong, if you put what he did in today's terms, he held 12 championship belts at the same time. He held more than that. I'm sorry. If you do, because there was no tweener divisions. So he held belts at 130, at 120, 126, 130, 135, 140, and 147. Though that's the weight ranges that he was the only champion in. Times 4, which means he held 20 times 4. 20 equivalent title belts in 1938. 20 of them. Has Floyd Mayweather Jr. ever held 20 belts at the same time? I'll wait. 20. Has he ever held 20? Who's the pound for pound king in boxing right now? I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody has separated themselves, to be truthful, most times I ask that question. Most times I answer that question, I always have to come up with a guy that I think is the closest. He didn't beat 20 champions, dude. He did not beat 20 champions. Because he doesn't have 20 titles. In order to beat 20 champions, you have to have 20 titles. He didn't win 20 titles. I can tell you how many champions Floyd Mayweather Jr. beat. He beat Gennaro Hernandez. He was the champion when he fought him. WBC. I think maybe, so Diego Corrales was the second champion he beat. He moved up to lightweight. Jose Luis Castillo was the third champion that he beat. Zab Judah was the fourth champion that he beat. Carlos Baldomir was the fifth champion that he beat. Oscar De La Hoya was the sixth champion that he beat. Miguel Cotto was the seventh champion that he beat. Sal Alvarez was the eighth champion that he beat. And Manny Pacquiao was the ninth champion that he beat. He beat 9. Because you're not a champion if you don't hold a belt. He's beaten 9 champions. He has not beaten 20. They're playing games. What they say is, where they're saying this, what they're saying is, for people who held belts at some point in time in their life, okay, he wasn't a champion. Victor Ortiz did not hold a belt when he fought him, that I know of. Victor Ortiz was for, because Ricky Hatton, he already had it. Or maybe it was, so maybe I see that there was a gap. Maybe he dropped it, and then he beat Victor Ortiz. So, add Victor Ortiz to that. Add Victor Ortiz to that. So, 10. He beat 10 world champions. And I don't have a problem. I'm not trying to hate on Floyd, but he beat 10 world champions. He fought 10 fights against guys that walked in the ring as champions. Not 20, 10. But that's what people do, man. They play these games with like for example, if Deontay Wilder beat Anthony Joshua, did he beat a world champion? Anthony Joshua doesn't hold any belts, right? When Anthony Joshua beat Vladimir Klitschko, he didn't beat a world champion. Vladimir Klitschko didn't hold any belts. Nah, Chris Brown, not a champion, once a champion, not once a champion, always a champion. No, you are a former champion. You are a former champion. Unless you are a WBC emeritus, you are a former champion. If you beat Mike Tyson, if Deontay Wilder beat Mike Tyson today, he would not be beating a world champion. He would be beating a former world champion. That's just straight what it is. 10 is that's a big accomplishment, 10. That's a big accomplishment. I don't know how many people can say, but no, much love, Chris Brown. I don't know how many people can say that they beat 10 world champions and you got 50 fights. That's a lot. You know what I mean? That's a lot. That's 20% of your fights were against people that had championship belts. That's a big thing. But it's not 20. He said, for now, maybe they mean 24. Yeah, they do. I know they mean 20 former or current, but it's not 20. And here's the thing. Since there's so many belts, there's a lot more former champions. There's 4 belts. But the whole point that I was getting to is, man, I can't say that he's the greatest fighter of all time. I don't believe he is. There's no other than how much money he made. But then you get into a problem, right? You get into a problem when you say the money. Okay? You get into a problem with the money. Because that means that anybody that makes more money than another fighter is a greater fighter, which my friends would put Arturo Gatti over Henry Armstrong. Arturo Gatti made way more money than Henry Armstrong. Way more money. Nobody would argue that Henry Armstrong is a greater fighter than Arturo Gatti is a greater fighter than Henry Armstrong. Would you? So how's he not great? I didn't say he wasn't a great fighter. Greatest, EST. There's a last three little letters on that word means greater than anybody. And I can't say that. And neither can anybody else. And it's not really even a good argument for it, to tell you the truth. From what I see, there's not even a good argument for it. There's a better argument for Henry Armstrong. Much better argument for Henry Armstrong. Much better argument for Henry Armstrong. But most people say he's the greatest of all time, but they don't know what all time is. How do you know if you ain't know? That's like some girl you dating say she got the best coochie ever. Nigga, you ain't had all the coochie ever. What you talking about? Did you hit them 5-6 chicks across the street? No. That's not enough. No, you just like it. Okay? You just like it. It's the best coochie you have ever had, homie. Okay? That ain't the best coochie of all time, homie. All right? Unless you have reference, you don't know. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Most people, like Blood Boxing said, most people aren't really qualified to say who the best fighter of all time is. I said Savage here. He said, now that's facts. Hey, am I lying? She don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. Let me find out. Let me see. Eventually you go looking for some strange, what's that? Travis the Chimp, you got to go. I don't know what that is. Travis, say something intelligent or you got to get out of here with that Chimp name, okay? I'm having suspicions that I don't know what's self-respecting. Now, yeah, you got to go. Oh, for some ussy? Oh, okay. I got you. Most of the fighters are now belt holders. Yeah, I mean, the title guys are just belt holders. And that's another thing. Floyd was never an undisputed champion. He said, Gucci, yeah, all right. Yeah, you eventually go looking for some. Or at least most men do. Some men don't go looking for it, never. And more power to them, because that's more for the people that do. Will Chamberlain's 20,000 women. He might have. I'm sure he tried to put a dent in them for sure. Get on y'all job. Get them out of here. You got us focused now. But that's what it is. I mean, it's just it's very tough to say, what the hell? What is taking so long about this shit? This has been a long time, homie. What is going on? Something is going on around here. Anyway. What's going on, Eric Johnson? Fanad, I don't think Floyd is TBE. I just know he was going to go off on that. Oh, Fanad, I don't think Floyd is TBE. I just know you're going to go off on the subject. You know I will. I gotta represent them, dog. Got to represent them, man. Because it's just there's no need for the overhyping of stuff. What the fuck is going on? Man, my days is getting really funny. Elvis Hand said, Ali is the greatest to me. He was my favorite when I was boxing. Floyd never going to be the greatest, but the best boxer to live, seen skill-wise, but we all have our opinion. Yeah, I can't speak as far as the skill-wise. I doubt it, though. I doubt it very much. His daddy don't even think that. If your daddy trained you, taught you, and he don't think that, what I think Floyd is everything Floyd Sr. wanted to be. That's what I think he is. I think he was like, let me teach you how I fight. And Floyd got really, really good at fighting like his daddy fought. And as a result, he got very, very, very good because his dad was a very, very good fighter. Very good fighter, world-class fighter. His uncle is a, like they were saying on the other, like saying on True Boxing Talk, if you put Arturo Gatti in the Hall, so does Roger Mayweather goes. And he's definitely a Hall of Fame level trainer and Floyd Mayweather, you know? But I mean, I can't say, I mean, just whenever you say forever, man, forever is a very long time, man. My thought on anyway is that he's a good fighter, man, but what's wrong? Computer fucking up. Nah, man. Nah, I'm just processing some videos behind the scenes. Like I got multiple apps running on my computer right now. And I think what's happening is I got to take off some previous versions of I got to take some previous versions of some stuff off because it's making my stuff take all day. Oh, no way, Travis the Chimp. That's cool. I'd seen you before and I didn't think so. I was just trying to refresh my memory. Floyd is one of the greats, but he didn't have to deal with what Ali had to. Yeah, Ali fought better. No, it's just because, look, man, I do my processing in something called Adobe Premiere. And Adobe Premiere, they uploaded an entire new version on my computer. So now I gotta be careful. I want to uninstall the other one, and I think that's what's taking. I just think for some reason I'm trying to process something and it's just frozen. So I don't know. I don't really know what's going on, dude, with this crap, and it's irritating me because I got shit to do today. One thing processed, the other thing had not. All right, let me just try to. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my computer. I guess I have to work out it later. I wanted to be done with. I got work to do. Fanon, how would Floyd fare in the 80s? Very well. Very well at 130 and 135 pounds. I don't think he would have been up at 147 in the 80s. But here's my thing. I think Floyd is good enough of a fighter that with that skill set and with his work ethic, he would survive in any environment. He's a terrific fighter, and he's got a terrific work ethic. So when he's a guy like that, no matter where he's going to go, he's going to be successful because of his work ethic. He's immensely talented. For me, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was best at 130 and 135. I don't really even consider him a welterweight. I mean, he was so good and so skilled that he was able to beat people at welterweight and could beat the best welterweights that were there at the time. But that crop of welterweights that he fought were not the welterweights of the 80s. Those, I believe, that was like one of the golden eras in the welterweight division. So if my personal belief is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was fighting in the 80s, he would have fought somebody like he would have probably fought Roberto Duran at lightweight. He would have been fighting guys in the lightweight division. I don't think he'd be fighting guys in the 147-pound division. I don't think you'd see him. I don't know if you'd see him even in with like an Aaron Pryor. Like he might have fought Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, right? Guys like that. Guys like, maybe Duran, Arguello, Pryor, guys like that. I don't think he's fighting Thomas Hearns. I can't see how he's going to beat Thomas Hearns. I just don't see it. Like, I can't see it. I can't imagine it. Like, and I've looked at it before. I don't see that. And I've seen both of them. You know what I mean? I've been to fights and I've stood next to Floyd Mayweather. I've been to the same fight like 15 minutes later and stood next to Thomas Hearns. No, those are two entirely different human beings, dog. I mean, Thomas Hearns is bigger than me. Like, I looked at I look at Floyd, and Floyd looked like a little guy to me. Floyd looked, man, God, dog. Why don't you get your throat up off of Floyd Mayweather's nuts? Okay? Fuck out of here, man. Get your throat off his nuts, man. Let the motherfuckers breathe, okay? Let him breathe, okay? The fuck out of here, dog. He got plenty of other dudes to get on his nuts. You take a fucking break for at least as long as you're on this fucking chat, okay? Fuck them shits out your mouth, homie. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you, I could see him fight. Do you know boxing? Do you even know boxing? I just said I could see him fighting and beating Aaron fucking Pryor. Aaron Pryor. Okay? I said Duran. I said Alexis Arguello. But you don't know who they are, do you? You don't know who they are. So you think I'm disrespecting Floyd because you don't know who they are. He ain't trolling. He is trolling. He ain't kidding. Come on, man. I just said I could see him fighting Roberto Duran. I just said, dog, that's like saying, man, I could see that dude drop. Man, I don't know really if he can afford, a space shuttle. But, a Learjet? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure he can afford a Learjet. Why you disrespecting Floyd? Because you don't think he can buy a space shuttle. No, because them shits cost like $3 billion to make. I don't believe he can afford it. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't think he can swing that. Okay? I don't think he can swing it. But Learjet, oh yeah, he can do that. Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to. His credit is good, cash flow. You know what I mean? They can give it to him. I mean, he could probably do it on a lease. And 5 or 6 months, turn that mug back in. He's cool. I can see that. Now, I'm telling you, I think the man can afford a Learjet is me telling you, I think that dude's got a lot of money. I can't afford no fucking Learjet, okay? Ain't nobody on the stream can afford a Learjet. But I think Floyd can afford a Learjet. Most boxers can't afford a Learjet. But you out here telling me the dude can afford the fucking space shuttle, Columbia. No, he cannot. That shit costs $10, $11 billion. No, he cannot afford interplanetary space travel, dude. Okay? That's not dissing him, homie. That's not dissing him. To say that he has there's something human about him. My God, man. He said, I can rent one for a day. Man, Floyd could not afford to rent a space shuttle for a day. Okay? No. Not for a day. Okay? But a Learjet, yeah. I had no doubt at all that he ain't got to jump on no regular. He ain't calling Delta Airlines to get his ass to California. Okay? All right. That is not disrespecting Floyd Mayweather Jr. But if you're asking me if I think he can beat Thomas Hitman Hearns, oh man, you funny. Say you hating for 9. He can afford an aircraft carrier. No, I don't think he can, dog. I don't think he can. But something tells me, nah, I think that's a little bit out of his price range, homie. I think so. Okay, you're asking me about whether he can beat Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Thomas Hitman Hearns is 6'3", all of 6'3". I looked at him, dude. I looked at him. I was like, damn, that dude's big. Like, how did he fight at 147? He's big. He ain't little, dude. He's big. Floyd, little. Hearns, big. And those guys started at 147 pounds. Floyd started at 130, if not 126, and moved up to 147. Hearns started at 147 and moved up to 175. He's a bigger man, okay? I just don't think Floyd could fight him. I don't think Floyd would fight him. Floyd would stay over there with Duran. And if he went over there to Thomas Hearns, he would get done like Duran got done by Thomas Hearns. Thomas the Hitman Hearns damn near killed Roberto Duran. Did y'all see that? He said Hearns ain't 6'3". No. Sorry. Hearns is closer to 6'3" than he is to 6 foot. I'm 6'2". He's taller than me. Okay? He was taller than me. If he ain't 6'3", he's 6'2" at the least. He's taller than me. He's the same damn height as Michael Spinks. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the guys. They're big men. And Ray Leonard's like 5'10". I think Ray Leonard is listed at like 5'10". He ain't 5'6". Okay? Nah, Sugar Ray ain't 6'1". Sugar Ray's like 5'10". He said Hearns destroyed Duran. Dude, man, look, let me tell you something, man. Don't get carried away, homie. Okay? Don't get carried away, all right? Don't get carried away. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a lightweight. He's a lightweight. That's his division. Lightweight. Okay? He's a lightweight. He's not a true welterweight. He's just very, very good and had the ability to beat lightweights, which is why you didn't see him knocking out anybody. Okay? How many times has he knocked out somebody at 147 pounds? One. Victor Ortiz. I believe that is his only knockout at 147 pounds. Oh, I'm sorry. Ricky Hatton, who moved up from 130, who was a 140 pounder. He knocked out Ricky Hatton, who is a 140 pounder, lightweight to 140 pounder. And he knocked out Victor Ortiz. Miguel Cotto, unanimous decision. Guerrero, unanimous decision. Canelo Alvarez at 154, majority decision. Marcos Maidana, Pacquiao, Andre Berto. All of those dudes went the distance with Floyd. Okay? All of them. He was no big hitter over there. But if you look at what he did at lightweight, go back. See, this is, he shouldn't. Dude, come on, man. This is what he did when he's at featherweight, right? TKO, unanimous decision. KO, TKO. All the way up to once he got, and then all that shit stopped when he got up to 147. In the first several fights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of his first 14 fights and 15 of his first 16 fights were knockouts. And then when he moved up to against Angel Manfredi and Justin Juco and Emmanuel Augustus, Diego Corrales, he was knocking people out. When he got up to lightweight, then it became the unanimous decision show. Okay? His hands were brittle, but he was also not that big. He's just not that big a guy. He's got enough power to keep you honest. Thank you, Swift. He's got enough power to keep you honest, but he's not a true welterweight, man. That was later in his career. He had already had well over 30 fights before he got to 96 to 2000. When did he get up there? 2006, right? So 2007. He was already an 11-year pro, man. He was already an 11-year pro by the time he got to welterweight, dude. The majority of his career spent at the lower weight classes. But you go ahead, man. You say you got to admit, Pretty Boy Floyd was dominant than Money Mayweather, man. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Money Mayweather was ridiculous. But people don't understand. You're not getting that I'm trying to get a dude credit. I'm really trying to give the dude credit. I'm trying to say where I think he was the best as a fighter and where I don't know if I've really even seen anybody down there that could beat him. Personally, I don't know. I can't tell you anybody I think at 130 that would beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. I can't tell you. Maybe somebody else can tell me somebody they know at 130 pounds that's going to beat Floyd. I don't know. I don't think. Isn't Salvador Sanchez down there somewhere? Isn't he down like at 130 pounds, somewhere around there? I don't think Salvador Sanchez beats him. You know? I think he might. I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, Wilder ready. Everything boxing fans wasn't true greatness. Deontay Wilder is going for 10 consecutive wins. Yes, sir. For championship. Yeah. 10 consecutive title defenses against a very dangerous fight that I wish he wasn't taking. My goodness gracious. I really wish he wasn't. That fight scares me. I really wish he would just, come on, man. Can you take the franchise belt, dog? Take the franchise belt. Tay said, pull counter. What was that? Money was more wise though. Yeah, I mean, you're just a great fighter, man. Floyd's a great fighter. Floyd is a great fighter, man. But people, when we get into these conversations, is he the greatest fighter? To say somebody's a great fighter and to say that they're the greatest fighter ever, that shit sounds kind of crazy to me. Unless you have a real argument, okay? Like, and a guy that I can name 15, 20 fighters that would beat him, I just have a hard time. I can't call him the greatest because I know way too many fighters that would beat him. And way too many fighters that would beat him. And I'm not talking about Pernell. I'm talking about the guys that are too big for him to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he couldn't fight him. He would never fight him. He would never get in the ring with him. He's not going to fight Roy Jones Jr. He ain't fighting Roy. Roy, kill that dude. It'd be a quick fight, too. Charbet Mitchell's a lightweight, Mir. Charbet Mitchell's a lightweight. That's a guy moving up. Charbet Mitchell ain't no. If that fight was at welterweight, yeah, it's kind of like, so what? Charbet Mitchell had 60 fights, and Charbet Mitchell had already lost to several dudes in weight classes lower than that. Super lightweight, man. He was fighting at he was fighting at 147 pounds. Yeah, he's a 140 pounder, man. And actually, I think he was a small 140. Charbet out of DC, isn't he? Charbet's like a small 140 pounder. I met Charbet Mitchell too. Dude's little, man. Little. I met Thomas Hearns. Thomas Hearns is not little. 135, Nick. Pernell Whitaker's a beast too. He could beat Jones on fight night. I did it back in the day. Yeah, exactly. Y'all playing. Yeah, you must have some Floyd Mayweather Jr. fans out there cheating with them stats. You know what I mean? 135, I thought who? Pernell? Pernell was a great fighter in 135. He was very good in 147. You know? Hearns used to spar Muhammad Ali. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He's tall enough and he's long enough to do it. I was never blessed enough to meet Muhammad Ali, though. Yeah, say Charbet. Yeah, Charbet's in DC, man. I met him in the airport, man. He's a little dude, man. That was before he fought. Ricky Hatton. He said that was a charity fight. Hearns Ali. Okay. What's going on, Real J 504 Music? But look, man, I'm gonna get out of here. Also, Will Joppy out of DC. Yeah. William Joppy. Yeah. Joppy's out. Yeah, man. That's the 90s, early 2000s DC fighters. Yep. What's Ricky Samuels? Much love, Ricky Samuels. But look, man, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody that came. Don't get mad at me for not saying, for not worshiping Floyd. This shit's not going to happen. Okay. Floyd and Tupac, you're never going to get me to do it. Sorry. Not going to happen. Now, you guys can all eyes on me and watch it and watch and rewatch you can play all eyes on me and watch replays of De La Hoya Mayweather till the cows come home, okay? Knock yourselves out, all right? I ain't doing it, okay? I'm gonna be watching Biggie and Ali. You know what I mean? Tupac is the greatest phenomenon. You better fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, fuck out of here, dog. See, I can't say nothing too bad about Tupac because I have sense, okay? I've only gotten a few death threats about Floyd Mayweather Jr. Tupac, I believe people. Like, I don't believe when you all talking shit, I'm going to come get you for what you said about Clarissa Shields. I'm going to come get you for what you say about you keep disrespecting Floyd Mayweather Jr., nigga. I'm going to find you. I don't believe you, okay? I'm just going to tell you I don't believe you. But when them niggas start talking about Tupac, I start thinking, nah, you niggas just crazy enough to try to do that shit, okay? So, nah, I think I'll just sit down and chill. Go. Yeah. Thank you, mama. Whatever, Whatever song you want, dog. Whatever you think. Tupac's the greatest, dog. Tupac's the greatest. Y'all ain't coming looking at me for no Tupac, okay? Now, you know what I mean? I ain't stupid, dog. I ain't stupid. I know how people feel about Tupac. Anyway, said Tupac's the real deal. Man, man, please. Man, Tupac rode the wave of NWA into stardom. Okay. I thought the nigga was NWA at first. I was like, what's this? It's a new NWA album. Oh, that's the dude from Digital Underground joined NWA. What? What? Look, Eazy-E died, and here comes Tupac, dog. When did Eazy-E pass, man? I need to see. What date did Eazy-E pass? Eazy-E. Dog, Eazy-E was funny, dude. Eazy-E passed in 1995. Okay, Tupac died in 1996. But right around the same time, dude. Yeah, 95, 96. Say it for now. We know you have lots of Tupac posters. Man, please, homie. I have nothing in my house that says Tupac on it. Nothing. Okay? Nata. He says Snoop and Dre versus Easy. Oh, that's what that is? Man, Easy, man, I just not a fan, man. I wasn't a fan. And probably, you know what it was? First of all, you're going to try to call me, first of all, Rashad McNeil. Your mama got my tattoo on her lower back. Nigga, what the fuck I look like? You think I got a fucking YouTube? Man, get the fuck off my channel, homie. Okay, you might not even have meant it, but dog, you tell me I got some Tupac tramp stamp. Your mama got my nut on her forehead, homie. What? Get out of here, man. Got a fucking tramp stamp. Only reason you notice is your mama got a tattoo there. Get out of here with a saggy ass. Your mama got that and saggy titties, okay? Tastes like sour milk. Trust me, I know. Fucking ridiculous. Nigga, that's why you so fucked up. Your mama got saggy, sour ass titty milk. Unconstructive they are. Yeah, I'm being very, very, very unconstructive in that regard. Man, I don't hate the greatness, dog. Shout out, man. Long live Tupac, dog. I just play because y'all want me to like his music and I don't like it. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to like music I don't like. I ain't going to tell you I like music I don't like. I don't like his music. People have been trying to convince me he's that he's the second coming of Jesus Christ since 1995. No, man, you need to listen to this again. Listen to it again. Okay. Don't you hear that, dog? I hear it. I don't like it. Nah, man, you just don't understand what he's really talking about. You got to understand there's deeper meaning to that. I don't know, man. I don't really like the shit. I mean, what do you want me to do? Jesus. Anyway, it is. Tupac, really, man, them dudes be on them. I'm trying to tell you, to be on me about that, dog. To be on me about it. For decades, people have been on me about Tupac, and every time I'm like, okay. Like when somebody made me listen to Wu-Tang, I was like, Wu-Tang. I was like, okay, yeah. Wu-Tang inspires me. Okay? I listen to the beat. It inspires me. When I hear Tupac's beat, I think of Junior. What's the dude's name? They used to be singing in the thing where he had the little mic, the electronic microphone in that shit. Be like, just like this. Yeah. Like, yeah. I rock with Wu-Tang. I like Wu-Tang, man. Wu-Tang's for the children, homie. Wu-Tang's for the children. Anyway, we out, man. Peace. Curtis Sanders say Wu-Tang number. You know what I'm talking about, Curtis? That's what's up. Yeah, Roger. That's what I think of Roger. What did he say? That's that Compton song, isn't he? Like, that might not even be Tupac, is it? I don't even think it is Tupac, but I still think of it because I think of it NWA. Anyway, it is what it is. With that, boop, we out, man. Hey. Wu-Tang, yeah, exactly, dog. Ain't nothing. Fuck, you know how it goes. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.